Hi there, Robert from the High Desert Ranch channel, coming at you live as it can be whenever you're watching this, raw and unedited. Sometimes after a long day you find joy in just the simpleness of creatures. In this case it's Harvey the barn cat. Anyways, I'm coming at you raw, unedited. Not even gonna do my fancy intro or do any kind of crazy graphics or mad editing skills. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because a lot of that stuff is unimpressive, what I do on this channel. But that's not why I do this channel. It's just after 10 o'clock, close to 10:30 actually, here in the high desert, over 6,000 feet. And I just got finished unloading. Sorry, Harvey really wants my attention. The barn cat Harvey, or one of our newest additions, besides the piglets that were just born a few days ago. But anyways, I just got done unloading my livestock trailer with 100 bales of alfalfa, and that I can hopefully provide to the good people around here that want some good clean alfalfa. But it got me thinking a lot about life, and when you do these kind of things you have time to think about life. But I specifically thought about, this might kind of be a rant, just my thoughts, but I thought earlier today I was watching one of my most favorite YouTube channels, and it's not my favorite because there's girls with their clothes that are literally painted on, a catchy thumbnail or things of that nature. Whatever that thumbnail is doing to get people's attention so they'll click on it. But rather he's just a down-to-earth, salt of the earth, good old boy is what I like to say, and I say that with all respect. No condescension there. And some of you have subscribed to my channel, also subscribe to his channel, and his name's Chris. So for those of you watching this video, you know which Chris I'm talking about. And his channel, other channels like his, and I'll even group my channel in there, will never get big. And that's okay with me. That's okay with others that are similar channels with similar content and a similar nature, because the reason why we'll never be popular is because we give it to you straight up. If you're new to my channel, I do this channel for you. I don't have every Tuesday and Friday I'm posting something just to post and trying to entertain or things like that, because I don't think being out in, it's now upper 30s here degree weather, and here in just a few days it's going to change. We're going to go from rain to snow very quickly here in October, and lows in the upper teens, possibly even single digits. And so that to me is an entertainment. But I do this for you so you can see just what it's like, that when you go to eat that food on your table, that you know where it comes from. But also too that not everything, sheesh, I'm tripping over Harvey. He's such a good cat that he's loyal. He follows me wherever I go. Huh, Harvey? Seriously, he's such a good kitty. That he helps. He's making me lose my train of thought. I just need to pick a spot and sit down. That there's a lot of things out there on YouTube that you need to be aware of. That this is the reality, folks. I'm a gentleman rancher. I've got a full-time job, and and contrary to what you see on YouTube, you're not going to make a crazy amount of money doing this, especially when you know it hasn't been given to you. You know, you're not accepting government handouts, which is just really legalized theft from us, the taxpayers, those that are hardworking, and distributed through government bureaucrats overseeing government programs, which I know some people out here probably themselves or have family members that farm and they take a lot of subsidy, but just you got to understand that in order to truly make it, you've got to keep close ties on the market, the fluctuations of prices. You got to know your consumers, you got to know your market, you got to know the demand. And even then, there's things you can't control. Those things you can't control, and you can't control the weather. You can't control the animals, you know. Contrary to popular belief, these animals are smart and they have feelings and they get sick. When you have livestock, you're gonna have dead stock. That's just the reality of it, the nature of it. And so on nights like tonight, you know, this isn't glamorous. This isn't cool. This is not awesome YouTube worthy material. Got this shoot. It's got this light. It's a motion sensor light. But this is what has to be done sometimes. And so, like I say, the YouTube channels like mine and others that I subscribe to, they're not going to be big and popular because of that. They don't support or promulgate and perpetuate the YouTube myths out there. And you'll notice that if you go through some of my playlists, if you've been a subscriber to my channel for a long time, I try and break it down with as realistic numbers as possible. Some of them are local to me, but I try and be kind of broad in general, at least if anything, to give you an idea of what it's like, because I don't even watch these videos anymore, but every once in a while I get suggestions for these videos, and anyone who's done this or been there, they know what it's all about. They can sense the falsehoods from a mile away. But there's a lot of people that sometimes when I do watch these videos, I specifically do it just to look at the comments, and I see a lot of people that they want to quit their day jobs. They're so inspired by what they've seen and what they've been told and heard that they want to strike out and do what it is they're seeing on YouTube. And that's just not the case, folks. You can look at some other videos about pigs, cows. I'll even do more videos because some of you that are new haven't gone and looked at some of my older videos. It's just how it is. But it's hard. It's, you know, I see these videos about, oh, I've made $1,000, you know, per head per pig, and you know, $1,000 profit. And when I see that video, I think, yeah, there might be one in every 100,000 that might make that kind of profit, but that's not net profit. And that's what's deceptive. But if they said they've made net profit, well, they haven't factored in a lot of things. They haven't factored in your time, which if you do that, you'll just be depressed. But also too, is that they haven't factored in gas, like the fuel, their equipment, that kind of stuff. Behind me, you know, all this kind of thing, building all these kind of pens, that takes time and money. And I know they're not pretty to look at, but they're solid, they're stout. You know, but that still costs money. And the feed, to feed like my sows, my boar, my cows, that kind of thing, you know, specifically talking to pigs, that all costs money. And feed is going to be your biggest input cost. And so, you know, when I hear these claims about all these things, I just think, you know, it's maybe you're that naive, but maybe you are being dishonest and you're just doing it for the clicks and the subscriptions and the likes. But you know, there's something about my grandfather said, you know, dirty hands and a clean soul. And you know, for a lot of you, I don't know you personally, but there's some that subscribe to this channel that do know me personally, and I like to be able to sleep at night, and a lot of times that's not very hard after a very long day where it starts early and ends late. I'm able to go to sleep, but it's one of those things that I want to be completely honest with people. I don't want people to, not that I'm an authority or anything of that nature, but I wouldn't want them to see one of my videos and get the wrong impression that, oh, I can make $100,000 a year raising pigs. Ain't nobody made $100,000 a year raising pigs. Even the huge commercial guys, they're going into a lot of debt. They have a huge note with the bank, or they've got contracts where they have absolutely no leverage, it's they just have to keep going into more and more debt for new equipment and all the sort of demands that are placed upon these farmers, these hog farmers that are under contract. And not to get off into that, but Smithfield pork that you buy at Costco and Walmart and all these places. Well, 10 years ago, they were bought out by the Chinese communists, and now they're shutting down farms left and right. Here in Utah, I've seen back in Missouri, North Carolina, where it's hog production country. They're shutting their pig farms down and crushing the American farmers, and they don't care. They're the Chinese communists. So be careful what you buy, folks. It's one of those things of not that you need to buy from me, but buy local. That's something that I've always preached. Buy local, buy local, buy local, because for every dollar spent with a farmer or rancher like me, you can be rest assured that 5 or 6 times over, there is that money is going back into the local economy. And you're not going to get that at a big chain store. It's going to go to the shareholders and those that are profiteering and racketeering and doing whatever it is they're doing. So I don't know. It's one of those things of, well, then people ask me, why do I do it? Well, partially because I'm a little crazy, I'm sure, and that's but for me it's a way of life. It's yesterday I unloaded the hay tonight. Well, I loaded up yesterday, and instead of watching TV or something with the boys or just letting the boys do whatever, play video games and whatnot, they came out with me and we worked side by side to pick up the hay off the field. And those are things that money can't buy. And I looked at what I used to do growing up, and I would help with those kind of things. And those memories have stuck with me, and especially those memories that I had with my father and grandfather and uncles. And I want to have that same for my boys. And I even told my wife, I never want this kind of life, this work, to be a ball and chain, to be a burden for my boys. That some days it might not be easy when it's burning hot outside, or like it's soon going to be 10 below zero or even colder with the wind chill. Because again, here in the high desert, once the winter sets in and comes, it sets in. It doesn't fluctuate up to 60 degrees and back down to 0 degrees. It's just a consistent cold. Unlike a lot of parts in the country, they don't get to experience just a consistent cold. And so anyways, it's not always easy and enjoyable, and that's what I'm trying to help the boys understand. But it's one of those things of, also, as my grandfather said, if you're going to lock these, pen these animals up, they're dependent upon you. And so that's something that is I think about. It's a great responsibility. So I figure, if there's going to be meat that's raised for human consumption, why not let it be me? And I give these animals the best life possible that I can. And I might not have the prettiest setup, the newest truck, the newest whatever, but you make do or do without. And there's something to be said about when things just aren't handed to you. And when I look at these animals and I see them content like that, they might not be so content or laying out like they are right now here in a few days when it's 15 degrees and snow on the ground, like it truly honestly will be. But I do my best, give them warm bedding, warm straw, things of that nature. And it's so I guess if you get anything from this, just be careful with what you watch on YouTube, and just take some things with a grain of salt. And I'll admit I don't know everything, but what I do know, I'll try and tell you straight up. I'll try and be honest with you, because regardless of how hard you try and do your best, you're always learning, you're making mistakes. And so if I can tell people, what it is that I experience, and it's not always going to go easy. Just like this sow over here is her first litter. There's a stillborn. You stay up with them till late into the night, and there you have a stillborn piglet, and then you come back the next day, she's laid on one. A couple days later, you think you're out of the woods, and like tonight came and she laid on another one. That's just how it is. They're the size of a small kitten, and she's a big mama, but so she does her best to push the piglets out of the way, and they still, it just, things happen, or you put your cows, in a corral, and they bust out of that, and they bust through a couple fences, and they end up on the highway, and they, they're hit, you just, whatever, or you come, and then the cow's bloated in the field, and you can't figure out why. It's just all the other cows are fine, but that one cow is, it, that's what's happened, and so. But also too, something that I found is you can do this, and we need to get that sense of community back, and neighbors being neighborly to each other, because that's what's wrong in this world. Every man in for himself. No one's helping out the neighbor anymore. And so again, going back to, you might not be my neighbor, but we can be virtual YouTube neighbors. And so I will share with you what I know, and my successes, my shortcomings, my failures, because again, going back to, I don't want to sugarcoat it. I want you to, if you're going to watch my video and it's the only video you watch, you'll at least get a sense and idea of some things to watch out for, or the reality of things, not just, oh yeah, it's great, you're gonna, look at my brand new Dodge truck and I did it on 10 acres or 5 acres. I'm sorry, they didn't do that. There's no way. And even these bigger channels, they sugarcoat it. They don't tell you what's up. They have the brand new house, the brand new truck, the brand new car, the brand new John Deere or Kubota, whatever label you want to put on the tractor. They have the skid steer. They have all the implement. They didn't do that off of 15 or 20 cows and a few hogs and selling a few chickens and some eggs at the farmer's market. That just isn't the reality of it. They're not telling you everything about all their YouTube income. They're not telling you about their corporate job that they haven't quit, that's paying them 6 figures. Their take-home pay is 6 figures even after all the taxes and deductions. That's how they're doing it. But this, if you look at my channel, this is the reality of it. And it's trying to revive the family ranch that's been defunct for 10 years, since my grandfather passed. And it's not easy. And it's yeah. So I don't want to say woe is me. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or trying to be condescending towards others. And again, I'm trying to let you have the reality of it and to come along with me. And so yeah, I wish I could have done this while I was stacking hay and whatnot, but I decided to take a little breather afterwards and kind of go from there. But anyways, I hope this video is helpful for you. If not, just to at least kind of see that, yeah, it's not always rainbows and unicorns and awesome things. And it's just, sometimes it's just the mundane things, and you're loading up bales of hay and unloading bales of hay, and you have the barn cat Harvey to keep you company, and the wonderful sows that do have feelings, and the cows that are just beyond these pens. And I toss them a couple bales just because, why not? And so anyways, remember, is I often say to you in my videos, on my outro is, you only get so many trips around the sun. So decide what it is you're going to do and get after it. And I hope that, this video, or perhaps other videos you may watch, will be your ticket to help escape the ordinary and find out just what it's like to live the high life here in the high desert of the Intermountain West, and that you can also replicate the same with your family or whatever it is your situation is. But I appreciate you coming along. I look forward to doing other videos, and that yeah, so that's it. That's me, Robert, here from the high desert of the Intermountain West, over 6,000 feet in an unnamed county within the state of Utah. And so if you have any questions, comments, or you just want to just leave your thoughts in the comment section below, please do so. And again, check out some of my other videos. I've got some great topics. It's hopefully will be of help to you, regardless of where you're at in your journey or how long you've been doing animal husbandry. But again, we're all in this together. If not, we'll be crushed separately and individually. So just keep plugging away and have faith, and God bless, and I'll catch you on the next video.